I'm embarking on a journey to build the most iconic, beautiful Chrysler 300C wagon in the UK. The goal of this is to enter the 2027 Hot Wheels Legends and absolutely take over. Massive shout out to Custom Paints who have partnered with me on the Chrysler 300C, supplying the most fantastic custom paint products and sundries, lines, tapes, primers, lacquers, you name it. Absolutely fantastic company. I will link them below. Do go check them out. They're absolutely fantastic. UK and America. Top guys. Callum in the UK is who I speak to. He's a top guy as well. So if you are in the UK, call up, press number 2 and ask for Callum. Now it's time to go through and show you where it all began, where it started, where we're at now, and where I plan to go to take this to the absolute extreme for Hot Wheels Legends. So as you can see, the front end is not a normal Chrysler 300C. What I've done is I've built that all up myself and turned that into an F15 inspired front end. Now if you know on the F15s they have this really aggressive air duct at the front. This is what I'm going for throughout the car, is the F15 styling, you know, that aggressive fighter jet look. I mean, it is quite a boxy car anyway, so it kind of works really well. I've got the Pro Street style bonnet that I've made. That's quite fucking cool. The rear wing, obviously that's not attached properly at the moment because obviously it's elevated for the paint, but that does come right up and sit, you know, in line with the body. So I've got the twin fins there, which obviously also replicates the F15 fighter jet style. The rear bumper, it's got this big grand opening there. That is also to replicate that F15 style to match the front end, so it continues from the front to the back of the car. I do have a cross brace that goes in there, but that is going to be going either matte or gloss black because I don't want it really to be seen. It's only going to be really there for the support. Now what's next is I've got to obviously put the windows in. I've got to do the wheels. Now the wheels are a dilemma and a half because the front wheels are buckled at the hub and barely anybody is willing to touch them to repair them. The problem with these wheels is you can't get them in this country, right? They're only available in Australia from what I've researched. $4.5 grand for a set, and they don't ship to England. So that's a task on its own. And obviously that'd be all new rubber all the way around and stuff. And by the time I've found a third party courier and stuff like that, I'm probably going to be looking at the best part of 10 grand to replace these wheels. So these are buckled at the hub and nobody's willing to touch them apart from one place in Essex and one place in Dartford. Now it's quite far away from me, but got to do what you got to do, right? Because I can't afford the best part of 10 grand for a set of wheels. And I don't like any other sets of wheels. Like these are perfect. They're literally what I want. Unless someone turned up and, you know, had a set of wheels that really changed my mind, I've got to commit to these ones now because they're buckled at the hub. Nobody's willing to touch them. There's a couple of companies that are willing to give it a go, and I have said if it goes wrong and it breaks, it's fine, right? But at least I can say I tried because I can't drive on them. They're too bad. The potholes around here are dreadful, absolutely dreadful. The rear wheels aren't so bad, they're a bit better. But what I'm planning on doing is the rear wheel, I'm going to lift the rear suspension right up. I'm going to put massive jumbo tyres, like drag tyres on the rear, because it is a Pro Street car. And then the front, I was going to put bigger tyres on because it's going to have that rake style. It's going to absolutely plunge the nose into the floor, and the car is already quite low already, as you can see. So what I'm thinking now is air ride, putting a full air ride kit on it, which is more money and more work and more time, but I think it needs to happen. Otherwise I ain't getting this car anywhere. I'm also going to have to fabricate my own low loader car trailer on air rides to get this car on a trailer, which is double annoying and double expensive and double the work because I'm going to obviously end up painting that the same as the car to match. So fucking hell, this way I'm going to need a van to pull it, and I'm going to end up custom painting that the same as well. Jesus, I'm just getting a bit out of hand, this car. The engine, what I was going to do originally is put a big block Chevy in there, because
I'm a hot rod builder, and I know what I'm talking about with old stuff. These modern engines, just I ain't got a fucking clue, if I'm honest. So it's a bit, at least with a big block or a small block, I know what I'm doing and I can tune it easily. So there's some decisions to make over that. I mean, the problem I've got now is it's running the 3 litre CRD turbo engine, and I mean, I have done it, like, it's fast, but there's only so much you can put through this engine, and I feel like if I start going into the realms of 500 horsepower, 700-800 pounds of torque, it's gonna start breaking, and I can't have that. But the thing, I was thinking maybe I'll put the Hemi engine in it because it's an easier swap. And I don't always go for the easy stuff, but you know, the budget is getting there. And there's a lot of money has gone into this already, and there's a lot more to come. But the problem with that is, even with slight tuning on the Hemi, this is actually still faster. So all I would gain from that is well, I say it's faster. With the Hemi in it, with a little bit of tuning, takes it about like not even half a second quicker on the quarter mile. Is it worth it? Not really. So other than the noise, it's not a bad engine. So I am tempted to leave the diesel in there, but I don't want to. You know, I don't want to. I want to do something really special with this car. So that's the engine. The running gear, I'm going to change all the running gear. I've got all brand new running gear, and I've already custom painted some of it as well. So that's all got to go in there at some point. So obviously the suspension needs to come up massively because there's not a lot of gap there. So I ain't going to get much bigger on that. And then obviously when I lift that right up, I'm going to have to get a camber kit. I'm going to have to change the camber of the wheels. I'm going to go in, tuck into the car. So there's a lot of logistical stuff just to be even putting the suspension in, if I'm honest. There's always more to it. It's not quite as simple as just putting an air ride kit on it. You know, it changes the camber, it changes the angle of the wheels, changes whether or not it sits inside the arch or not. And the last thing we want to do is get arch rub after I've just done this ridiculous paint job. So there's that. The interior, I want to completely redo the interior. Now, I think probably what I'll do is I will keep it all black, but I want the panels embroidered. I want the stitching to be colour coded with the pinks and the greens. So this side will be embroidered, stitched with green stitching, that side with pink stitching. These are just something I was selling on TikTok, so don't worry about them. They're definitely not staying, although they are quite comfy. The panels, possibly do something with the panels in the centre, but the rest of it will stay black. The dash is going to stay black. The reason for this is, right, I'm an artist and I like to art everything up, but I'm also a realist, and if I go much further, it's gonna look stupid. Like I saw a video last night, and fair play to him, he's done a fucking blinding job, but someone's got a Magnum, right, which is the American version of this, and he's continued the paint job through the bonnet onto the dash. He's gone the whole fucking way. Now, one, that's going to absolutely destroy your eyes when the sun is hitting the front of your car when you're driving, because the reflection is going to burn your eyes up. And second of all, like, I think it's just too much. Like, for what he done, his build actually deserved it, required it, because he did go over the top and everything, and he looked good. This, I'm trying to keep it half sensible, because don't forget, it's got to be scalable down to 164. So if I go too much, it won't be replicatable, and therefore it won't win. So I've got to be a little bit sensible, hence why I've not gone super extreme on the line work as well, because it needs to be scalable, it needs to be copyable, you know. Because how they work, I think they do like a 3D scan of your car, and that's how they put it into the system to build it. So if it's too much, it won't hack it, and it won't come out right. The trims, I've got to do all of the trims, so they're not back on the car yet. I've got all the trims there, the wing mirrors, fucking hell, what else? You've got all the bumper trims, these bits here that go on there. I've got to do all of them. I've already custom painted the rear lights, custom tint with black candy, that was from Custom Paints as well. These, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a black base and very, very heavy flake over the top, and lacquer them and leave them like that. Obviously float coat them and make them pretty, but for the trims, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not too sure about these ones. I feel like they should be black because it goes with the window, but then again, just going black seems a little bit basic. And I've got to be a bit careful, you know. I don't want to go two one way and two the other way. So I've got to be a bit sensible about what to do there. The wheels, I'm thinking about doing the same. I've thought very long and hard about the wheels because I've got two colours to deal with. So it's got to be neutral. Some people said, why don't you do green and then pink on the other side to contrast it? But yes, I am trying to make a real life toy, but I'm not trying to make a fucking toddler's toy. I don't want it to be too stupid, right? I feel like that will make it too, what's the word I'm looking for? It'd just be too much, you know, too childish, too novelty factor. So what I'm thinking is either gold candy over flake or just raw silver flake. I feel like either will work. I don't want to go black because that's very basic, bitch. It's still got to be custom. I mean, I could do black candy over flake, but black candy over flake kind of defeats the object of having flake, and it can go a little bit purpley or blue. So I'm thinking raw silver flake, or obviously the gold candy over the flake, which will both will pop. Both will really pop. So yeah, I've got a few decisions to make. Let me know what you think as well in the comments. Like, what do you think on the wheel situation? The grill. So what I'm doing on the grill is I'm gonna get a really nice thick heavy duty black mesh to put in there, and then I'm gonna make a watercut the Gunslinger or just Gunslinger and make a thick gold plaque to go right in the middle, so it's like floating in there. This is all going to be like heavily blacked out inside, so you can't see any of it once the grill's in. And then yeah, have the plaque in the center just floating to really make it look like a big gold chain, you know. It will look fucking awesome. And then once you've got the fog lights and all that, and then you've got the slits in there, you'll be able to see the intercooler pipes and stuff in there. At the moment they're a bit dusty, so you can't really see them, but I will get them cleaned up, reposition them, lift them up a little bit so you can actually properly see all the nice pipe work behind it, and hopefully it will aid the cooling a bit as well, because they do actually have they come with these block off panels that are inside, so I've taken them off, cut the tabs off, so it's got actual airflow running through there. And yeah, that's about where I am, to be fair, with the Chrysler 300C. So there's a lot more left to do. The exhaust tips I've got to put back on, but I think I might make some one-off like hex exhaust tips for it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, like I said, there's loads more to come, so much more to do. We've got new windows to go in as well. And all the tint, re-tint the rear window and stuff. There is a lot to do. So yeah, it makes me sick just thinking about it, to be fair. I've put so much time into this already. It's insane. So yeah, fuck me. Blow me down and call me Mary Poppins. It's a bit much. So right, I'm going to leave that for you. I just wanted to update you, and just tell you what's coming and what's coming up. Some exciting stuff. I've still got to paint the engine bay. I've still got to do the matte black and the door shuts and all that sort of stuff. There was a lot to do still. So obviously subscribe and keep coming back, because there's so much happening. And then I've got the next project that's outside now as well. There's a Daihatsu Hijet. I'm going to do something wild with that, I think, too. What I might do is build that into a series where you guys decide what happens to it, and not me. I think that would be quite cool. So yeah, I'm gonna stop wasting your time. Thanks for watching to the end. As per usual, I appreciate all of you fucking legends for staying here to the end and watching. Don't forget to jump in the comments, like the video, and do all the important bits that you need to do, and subscribe or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Toodle pip. See you in a bit. Much love.